3,000 days ago. That is more than 8 years old. This is crazy. We're going to load this in 3, 2, 1. Hold on for just a second. Before we can get to my 3,000 day old park, we need to go back and check out some of my other parks from across the previous 8 years. Starting with my most recent park. This was last saved like 12 hours ago, so yeah. And as many of you may know, this is Pixar's Adventure Park. This is the park that I've been building on my series. It has 2 very simple rides, that being the Monsters Inc. ride, and of course the Cars ride, which is still a work in progress as recording of this video. Now, I'm not going to go too much into this park as many of you have probably seen this before and have seen a lot of the episodes, so I don't think there's any need to go into any details. So let's move on to the next park. Now, this next park is only 56 days old, and some of you might recognize it. This is a park that I used in 2 of my videos, them being the 10-minute versus 10-hour river rapids and the 1-minute versus 1-hour flat ride, I think it was called. So here we have the flat ride that we made, which looks very nice, and we also have the river rapids that is absolutely massive, and that goes up into this little volcano looking thing. Very nice looking ride. I was thinking about doing another video in this series where I do a roller coaster that goes around the back here, which could be pretty cool. But other than that, there's not too much to explore. You've got this cave up here, which is pretty cool with all the crystals, and it honestly is just a very nice little foresty area. So now I think it's time to move on to the next park. Now, the next park I'm going to load up is the first park that I used no collisions on, and this is called Kai Corbin's Epic Movie Park. And just to warn you, it's got a bit of a Benny copy in it, but we won't talk about that. Now, although this says only like 169 days ago, it was actually a longer time than that because I actually regularly built in this park. So it's probably maybe a year old, I would say. Now, as you can see, this is quite a copy of Benny's second movie park. Yeah, I actually do not know why it says poo here, but now I think this park was actually quite alright, especially for my first park with no collisions. It's got this pretty cool wooden roller coaster here that I built, which I was actually really proud of at the time. Another thing to mention is if you zoom out, you can actually see that this was built before the map expansion because it's all just empty around the outsides. I had also built this park before the multiple selection tool was added, which means every single object in this park was placed manually, which is honestly insane to think of. Like, this would have taken hours, especially all these trees that you can see. This coaster isn't the best, but to be honest, probably still one of my better ones. So this park mainly consisted of 3 areas. It had this sort of area. I don't know what you'd call this, like a forest area. It had a fantasy area, which we're going to go check out. And then the last area was Sonic, I guess. I don't know why that was in here, but yeah. Now this area looks pretty good. The buildings look pretty nice. And then you got this castle, which looks a bit goofy. I don't know. Where each and every brick was just done separately, which sucked. I remember doing that and it took hours. This area has 3 little rides. It's got this little horse ride through the forest, which I think is pretty nice. It's got this dark ride through the castle, which we'll quickly run through. I got some custom pictures up and stuff. Made some food. I built a dragon, which it looks so bad. And then, of course, it was unfinished. The last ride in this area was just meant to be like a dark sort of area. I don't know, like a villain area. But it didn't turn out too good, as you can probably tell. The final little area, which I think is the coolest of this park, is actually the Sonic themed area. You enter the rings to get into the area, and you've got this awesome little ride going across the Sonic terrain. Now remember, as I said before, each part was placed here separately, which was death. It was terrible. So let's check this out. We had this little restaurant area. It looks really nice. We also had the ride queue, which is very basic, but let's give this ride a test. So you launch off, you hit the little boosters here, sends you flying up, and then you follow the track just like Sonic. I think this is honestly a pretty cool idea and could definitely be remade today. The loop is a bit harsh there, but that's fine. Then you go underground where there is nothing. So that's pretty much Kai Corbin's Epic Movie Park. Yeah, it's alright in some areas and pretty trash in some. So let's move on to the next park. Now the next park is Kai Corbin's Cosmic Universe, which was 150 days ago from the last time I opened it. Some of you may know of this series, but most of you probably don't. This was my first series I made in Theme Park Tycoon 2, where I was kind of trying to make a movie park. I think the build looks pretty good, but I didn't really get far in it, like, at all. All we really have here is just this one ride, and it's just a drop tower. It's nothing special. The queue looks alright for it, but I feel like it could have been a lot better. It had some simple little merch shops, nothing crazy. Also had this cool little ride pictures room. But if you know this park, then you're a real OG fan of the Tycoon Gaming channel. So I think it's time to move on to the next park. I don't know what park is what, so I think we should have a look at I don't know yet. 219 days, $1.5 million. So it's gotta be something decent. Let's have a look. I have no idea on what to expect for this, so I guess we'll find out. I know what park this is. Now, as I said before, I had made that other park was my first full park using no collisions, but this was my first time ever using no collisions, as you're about to see. So yeah, it looks pretty garbage in some areas, but this was my first actual time using no collisions. And as you can see, I kind of just spammed bushes absolutely everywhere. It did not look good. There's nothing really special about this park, so we'll just move on to the next one. All right. Now it's time to get into some of the older parks, and we're just going to go for this random one. I don't know what this is, but it's 1,200 days old, which is approximately this many years. I'm not going to do the math in my head. I've got 100 guests, around $100,000, and 2.5 stars and 0.13 space use. So let's check it out. Okay, I actually kind of remember this. I think I was trying to make like an actual park, but I obviously didn't get far. So let's keep going. Let's keep rolling. I honestly regret so much just not naming my parks. This sucks. We're gonna load in this park, which is into the 2,000 days range. It's got 10 grand, which is not much at all, but it's got 2.5 stars. So I'm very interested to see what this is. Okay, it is a tiny money farm, which is obviously not giving me any money. And then we've got this ride back here. I don't know what this ride is meant to be, but let's check it out. Oh my gosh, this is bad. This is not a very good ride, is it? Oh, okay, so let's move on. So we're getting into the territory now where it doesn't even know the amount of MB that is in the park. So this must have been before they added game size, maybe? I don't know. We're gonna go for this 2.5 star, 2,700 day old park. It's only got 6 grand, but let's see what it is. Now, most of these parks are going to be like nothing, as you've probably seen, but I'm really excited to see what the oldest park is. So you want to keep watching so we can see what that is. And, oh, okay. It looks like we're starting to get into some spaghetti parks here. I won't lie, this is like a unique entrance. I guess that's all right. Got this epic food court over here. Let's check out this green ride here. This looks very smooth. Check out that corkscrew. Oh my god, it's crazy because like I remember all these parks, but I also at the same time don't. So it's like a weird like sort of deja vu for me. Oh, my neck just broke. Okay. Oh, okay. Now we gotta ride this bad boy. Wait, this is actually cool. It goes chain lift to booster mid ride. I wonder how that's gonna work. Damn, that booster is a bit powerful. And my neck is yet again broken again. Just making up that hill. I think there is a chain lift here though. Is there? There's not. Oh, you barely make that. That is insane. So it looks like I may have used advanced editor for some parts of this ride, like this loop. Oh, yep. And that one as well, maybe. But yeah, no, that is not the best. But let's keep going. And now it is time to get into my 3 oldest parks. But before we do that, I need to set the mood a bit more correctly. There we go. That's a lot better. I think we do the final 3 now, and we work our way up to the big 3,000. One park I'm really excited to see actually is this park here because it's got 200 grand, which honestly, I don't know how I got that much money back in the day, but we'll see. So we'll load in the 2,990 day ago park. That park is this many years old. I'm not going to do the math. It's got $250. I am broke. Holy. 28 gets and 1 star. So this is going to be nothing spectacular at all. Okay. Yes. This is a very epic park. To be honest, though, the theming, it could have been worse. Could have been a spaghetti park, but it's looking all right. We got this epic pirate ship ride with the 2 treasure chests next to it. We got the topple tower. I don't know why I'd use this ride. And then we've got this roller coaster. Look at this thing. But yeah, this park is pretty bad. That's legitimately just it. All right, I think we move on to the second oldest park I have. Now it's time for the second oldest park, which is 2,998 days old. I'll put the time up on screen in years. This has $200,000, 90 guests, and 2.5 star rating, which I'm actually really excited to see what this park is because I don't have any clue on what it could be. Let's load this bad boy in right now. You know, I'm going to face this way as it's loading in so we can have a cool reveal of what the park is. And it's taking just a little bit to load as well, which is, I think, a good sign. And it has loaded. We are going to do the reveal in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Well, spaghetti park much, but what was with me and using topple towers? Like, honestly. Okay, so we got this. Oh my goodness, look at this log fume. There's not much like splash down section, so I think that's death. We got an absolute monster of a queue for this ride here. It's actually funny to think though, this park is so old that it's probably older than some of the people watching this video, because I think we have now hit the 8-year mark, which is insane. The fact that I was building this before some of you guys were even born is crazy. All right, let's check this thing out. This is a very basic park. I guess it looks like most people's first parks, of course. I'm actually really scared about this drop because that just does not look natural. Oh my gosh. If you hit that in real life, it would send you flying. Let's do this bad boy in first person, shall we? Here we go. Oh, that is a very tight turn. Benjamin and Juliet are putting their lives on the risk for us. Can we get a rest in peace to Benjamin and Juliet in the comments? The most cursed drop in history. Oh my gosh. They slow down pretty quickly though. It's not that bad. I don't think I'm going to bother riding any of these rides because they were built with a basic editor. So I think we all know what that looks like. So I think it is now time to move on to my oldest park yet. 3,000 days old. This is insane. The exact time will be on screen now. I have $222, 14 guests, and 0.5 stars. What's the bet that this is just the tutorial? 3,000 days old. We'll load it in 3, 2, 1, go. We're gonna not watch as it loads in because we want the surprise as well. And it has loaded. Let's turn around and see what this bad boy is. Dang, check this bad boy out. This is wild. So my oldest park is a line and then a frisbee ride. That is very epic. Let's see how old this park actually is. 3,000 days ago. Okay, and I've got 8 minutes playtime on this park. Okay, well, I mean, there's not much. I didn't know how to play spins apparently back in this day. The queue is not long enough at all. And it seems like I spent all my money building this frisbee ride because I've got absolutely none here. To be honest, for my oldest park, this is kind of what I expected. Nothing really at all. If you made it this far into the video, I really appreciate it. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.